Hello and welcome to Ladies of Crypto, right here on the Martyn Lucas channel. I'm Casey, and listen, whether you're here because you love crypto, you're terrified of crypto, or you're just a little crypto curious, you're in the right place. You and I are going to navigate this world together. I want to thank you for being here for my very first show. So drop a hi in the chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and let me know that you can hear me okay. Okay. I'm checking the chat now to see if you can hear me. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. So who am I to talk about crypto? Well, I'm not claiming to be some savant who predicted Bitcoin at $1 or who has a secret algorithm that only works when Mercury is in retrograde. I'm a wife, a mom of 3, and I come from a really diverse background in politics, banking, education, entrepreneurship, and small business development. All places where clarity and practicality beat hype every time. So if you like things explained clearly, simply, and without ego, congratulations, you just found your next favorite show. And if you like what you're hearing so far, hit the like button so that Martyn will keep me around. Okay. Before we really get started, I want to say something clearly. Nothing I ever say is financial advice. I'm not here to convince you to buy or sell anything. Okay, now that that's clear, I want you to picture something. You imagine that you get added to a group text. No context. You open your phone and you have 247 messages. People are arguing, someone is celebrating, someone is panicking, and everyone is using acronyms you don't recognize. There are screenshots, photos, memes, and emojis that feel overly excited and sometimes a little aggressive. And everyone is talking like you already know what's going on. You don't. So you just scroll and scroll and scroll. And at some point you think, okay, I'm just going to be quiet until I figure this out. All you know is there's lots of energy, lots of opinions, and lots of all cap shouting. Frequently impulsive and often questionable decisions. This is the part of the group chat where everyone is yelling and no one is answering questions. That's what crypto feels like for a lot of women. It can feel like we're walking into a conversation that's already had a little too much coffee. Not because we're not smart enough, not because we're bad with money, and not because we're behind, but because we were dropped into the conversation halfway through. So today, instead of jumping in with no context, we're scrolling back to the beginning together. Drop Dior in the chat if you wish you had a dictionary for all the crypto acronyms. Okay, today we're building the foundation because I'm not just here to talk about crypto. I'm here to help you understand money systems and empower you with financial literacy. So you're never forced to rely on blind trust, hype, or someone else's confidence, or to permanently sit on the investing sidelines. And for women especially, this matters because most of us were never taught how to use money as power to expand our options. We were taught money as management, and those are not the same thing. We invest differently. We often approach investing with a long-term lens, like we're choosing a physician, not a poker table. We tend to take our time, ask a lot of questions, and think about stability years down the road. That's not fear, that's responsibility. And historical research shows something interesting. Excuse me for just a minute, guys. Women invest more patiently with more risk awareness and overall tend to outperform men over the long term. When women control money, it tends to last longer, ripple further, and stabilize communities. Men often bring a different strength, which is decisiveness. They see opportunity, act quickly, and adjust as they go. That approach works incredibly well in situations that reward speed. Where things get really interesting is when we mix the two. Long-term investing benefits from women's patience and men's confidence when used in the right places. I believe that balance is where real wealth gets built. Men's decisiveness plus women's strategy equals stronger investing outcomes. And what, where, when, I apologize. We're not pushing men out. I should have said that first. We're showing why women need to be in and what, where, when, and how to get in. And I don't think women haven't wanted to jump in. I think they just didn't want to interrupt the group chat. So let's get into it. Okay. Bear with me. I feel like I am needed to be trained to be an astronaut to be using this software. So bear with me for just a minute here. Okay. So I believe that the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is one of the most significant and important money books ever written. It teaches behavioral money laws, not as market tricks, and not as hype. And even though it was written almost 100 years ago, those money laws still work today. The Richest Man in Babylon is basically the original pinned message. But it was written for men in a time when women didn't legally control money. So I've translated it for today's women and investors. Why? Because it's not just about the markets, it's about behavior. And historically, women were rarely taught financial literacy in a way that felt accessible, empowering, or practical. So to start, we're going to talk about what I call the richest woman in Babylon. Okay. So this is a set of rules that we're going to talk about that I've adopted for modern times. And the first rule is pay yourself first. Actually, before I go on and talk a little bit more about this, I'm just going to check the chat here and see what everybody's saying so far. Okay. Let's see who's with us today. I see Martyn in the chat. David Hensley, hi. Thank you for being here. Oh, Yolanda, it's so great to see you. And Sensei, I see in the chat too. I am so excited to have you all here. Let's see. And no excuses. Thank you for, let's see. Thanks for saying I'm doing awesome. I really appreciate it. I might look back at this and think that it's total rubbish, as Martyn likes to say, but hopefully he'll keep me around for a little while here. And if you are liking what you hear, hit that like button, because that is the best way that to get YouTube to send this out for more people to see. So if you like it, also, if you really like it, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and we can get going with the first rule. So this is the rule that everyone skips because it's not loud enough in the group chat. This is the all caps foundation of everything. At least 10% of what you earn goes to you before bills, before groceries, before Amazon next day deliveries. This rule isn't just financial, it's psychological. Women are conditioned to pay everyone else first, to be the buffer, absorb the shock. A lot of women think of themselves last. Their priorities take a back seat. They wait to enter the investing conversation until a fixer is needed. We often put everyone else's needs and priorities before our own. This rule says you matter too. You're not last in line. It doesn't say save what's left. And But it does say claim your future first. And no, this isn't selfish. This is how security is built. And if that feels uncomfortable, that's a sure sign that you need to do this now. Okay, so you are not last in line. So rule number two, and this is a big one for us ladies, stop spending to cope. We've all done it. We all do it. This rule gets misunderstood a lot. It's not saying that you need to live small. It's telling you not to confuse wants with necessities. For women, overspending usually isn't reckless. It's usually, we're overgiving to somebody that we care about. It's exhaustion. It's coping to feel better. Retail therapy is not therapy. Real self-care looks like knowing your bills are paid, your savings are growing, and your future is stable. So stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, does this support the actual life that I want? Because real freedom feels like less pressure, not more stuff. Okay, how am I doing so far, chat? I'm going to check here again in the chat. Okay. This is super, super small, and I'm trying to read the chat messages. I will figure out how to get them on screen at some point. Let's see. Thank you for saying that to support me with hitting the like button. And also sweet whiskey 301. I appreciate that. And Sammy, thank you for saying I'm doing fantastic. All right, I will get to questions in the chat later. I'm going to bring that on screen when I'm done with the rules. Okay, so rule number 3, make your money work. This is where people start forwarding screenshots without explaining what they mean. And this is where many women historically get locked out. Investing was framed as complicated, risky, too hard to understand, even dangerous. But here's the truth. Not investing or taking the time to understand how your money is being managed is usually the bigger risk. Okay, water break. Okay. This rule doesn't say speculate wildly. It says put your money where it can work wisely. You're not guessing, you're not gambling, you don't need to be a day trader, and you don't have to understand everything all at once. And this is where crypto enters the conversation. Not as hype, but as a system worth understanding. We're not chasing overnight wealth with crypto, but understanding a modern system, whether we invest in it or not. Okay, so for rule number 4, protect your money. This is where we stop reacting to every message in the chat and actually think. Wealth takes time to build and seconds to destroy. This law matters deeply for women because women already think long-term. We think in downside protection. And this is our advantage. And because women live longer, earn less, carry more responsibility, planning isn't optional, it's necessary. This is stability, not fear, and stability is strategic. Okay, so rule number 5, increase your earning power. Here's the truth a lot of us miss. Often, women don't have an income problem. We have a self-valuation problem. We undercharge, we overgive, we wait until we feel ready. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes from action. And understanding money systems, including crypto, increases your earning power whether you ever invest or not. Okay. So again, confidence comes from action. Rule number 6, this is where women thrive, with forethought and a long-term mindset. Rule number 6 is plan ahead for the future. On average, women live longer, earn less, and carry more responsibility at home. This means that future planning is not optional. This includes retirement, passive income, and putting systems in place that outlive your energy. And I'm going to say that one again because this is a part that so many people miss. Put systems in place that outlive your energy. Okay, rule number 7. Educate yourself. This is one of my favorite laws because it acknowledges something powerful. Your greatest asset isn't your money. It's your understanding. Understanding first, decisions later. When we understand money systems, we negotiate better, we charge appropriately, we choose differently, and we invest with conviction. And increasing literacy increases earning power in any economy. So, everything we just talked about. Let's see here. Everything we just talked about, paying yourself first, protecting your money, making your money work for you, and thinking long term. This isn't an outdated and old way of investing. This is timeless wisdom that establishes a rock solid foundation. This is why I haven't specifically covered the crypto industry yet, because today has been about helping you understand the rules of the monetary system we already live in. The tools have changed, but the fundamentals are the same. And crypto is just one of those new tools. So why blockchain? Why crypto? Why now? Here's why now matters. We're watching we're watching a shift form. Analog systems to digital ones. Trust by default to verify by design. Blockchain and crypto isn't about getting rich fast. It's about decentralization, transparency, ownership, and programmable trust. Women don't need to rush into investing, but we do need to understand the system being built around us. Pardon me for just a second here, guys. Okay. So we do need to understand that system that's being built around us because that is what's coming. That is what is the future. Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, they're all different investments within that and assets within that system. But understanding the foundational pieces of the overall system first will help you decide what to invest in, how to invest in it. You know, we have people, I know we have a lot of XRP lovers in the chat. Put XRP in the chat if you are someone who's already bought into XRP, and put BTC in the chat if you're invested in Bitcoin. Okay. So we need to understand those systems being built, and learning now doesn't mean risking now. It means being ready. So what's coming next on Ladies in Crypto? What are the next few episodes going to be about? Well, I'm going to talk about how money and banks actually work, how crypto is changing how money and banks actually work, what crypto is without all the jargon, the stress, the headaches, and the trust me bro vibe, how, what, where, and when to get started, how to protect yourself. That's a big one because there's a lot of questions in this new system, but blockchain is really designed. There are ways that we can protect ourselves, but this is designed so that we don't have to have blind trust. Okay, so also we're going to talk about like how to invest in crypto without panic. And spoiler alert, this is where I'm going to talk about the 60-30-10 strategy. That's 60% using a woman's mindset, long-term investments, 30% of men's decisiveness and their strategy with shorter term investments, and 10% that you're not afraid to lose. Think of this as tuition for learning the markets. We're also going to start talking about how to build next generation wealth. No hype, no pressure, No dumb questions. So I'm going to leave you with this. Ladies, investing in crypto isn't risky. It's being prepared for a new monetary system. This isn't about getting rich overnight, and you're not fully caught up yet. But at least now you know Dior is do your own research, not the handbag you talked yourself out of buying for retail therapy last week. This show is about building wealth steadily and strategically. This is Ladies in Crypto on Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm KC, and this is just the beginning. So if you liked this show and you want Martyn to keep me around, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. So let's see. I'm going to look and see how we're doing here with... Okay, I'm looking into the chat, but hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Martyn has been such a great way to for me to learn this industry, especially on the stock market side. So if you're liking the content, then please subscribe to the channel. Okay. And if you didn't like this show, I want you to drop a message in the chat to Martyn, and then I want you to hit the like button anyway so you make sure he sees it. Okay, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Now I'm going to look at the chat, see how everybody's doing here, and see if there's any questions that I can answer. Okay. I'm going to scroll back up here. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces here in the chat. I love the LucasAid community. How about you guys? Let's see. Whiskey 301 says, Martyn, you better watch out. She's going to become the new favorite on the channel. Well, thank you so much, Whiskey. That's amazing. Okay, and then I apologize if I butcher these names. I'm trying to get them right, but Kazia looks like Burn. It says, I think you're here to stay. This is so what we need. Oh, thank you so much. I so appreciate you being in the chat. And then don't get nervous. All those high rollers listening in, that's Regina Benson, 5970. I'm going to scroll down here. Can we get some W's in the chat for Casey? Thanks, Sensei. Vaz W, thank you. I'm seeing a lot of W's here. Julie Helmrich, this is fabulous, Kathleen. Thank you. Let's see, smash the like button, family. So excited, a woman investor giving women advice. I love it. That is Brandy. Oh, I'm so sorry, Brandy, but I can't see. It's Harish. I'm just going to say Brandy. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of this. Does anyone have any questions for today? Again, make sure that if you subscribe to the channel, you hit that notification bell if you want to see me back next week on Thursday. And that's given that Martyn doesn't fire me between now and then, depending on how today went. But I hope that I'm going to stick around. I love seeing you all in the chat, and like I said, we're going to navigate this world together. Good to see a woman. Let's see. Matthew. Sorry, I didn't mean to press no. Good to see a woman investment advice at Crypto Genealogy. Sorry, I didn't mean to press no again. Let's see. Good. Thank you. I'll keep watching, says Elizabeth. Okay. So, I am also learning this software. So again, it feels like I'm sitting in a space shuttle with all of the different buttons. But by the next show, I promise you, I will be able to bring the chat up on screen. I'm just having a hard time getting it centered and getting the chat on the screen. So, next week, we will talk more and we will dive into the whole crypto industry and try and sort through some of that jargon and some of those acronyms. And we hopefully I'll be around next week. So again, thank you for spending your time with me today. And until next time, take care of yourselves